Hey everyone, this is Carmen, digital editor at Ms., and I'm here at the National Women's Studies Association conference talking to Radhika Gajjala, who is the co-founder of the Fembot Collective, which we do a lot of overlapping work with Ms. and Fembot to blog about issues of technology and gender. And then also she's the co-editor of Ada, which is a journal all about gender and new media. And so I am super excited to talk to you. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I guess to start, I really wanted to dig into this idea of knowledge production. Carol Stabile, your co-founder and co-editor, she came to our offices over the summer and taught us how to edit Wikipedia pages. And we had a wiki-a-thon with our interns and our crew, and it was super interesting to sort of think about the idea of who's producing knowledge and also who controls what's seen as, you know, fact and valid and truth. And this is something I think more important now than ever. And so I'm interested in how you think we work from that intersection of tech, feminist academia, and activism to sort of be producing knowledge and be often correcting a record where it's going a little bit wrong, or where our histories are maybe left behind, or, you know, there are gaps in understanding.
Okay, then let me start by
just a small question for you to start.
But let me start by self-correcting in one sense. Is when we say I'm co-founder of Fembot Collective, I'm one of many other co-founders, right? And in the spirit of collaboration and acknowledging of everybody's labor, I'm probably have not done some of the crucial labor that others have done as well. So in that kind of taking on that tone, we want to think about knowledge production as collaborative. But it's also situated in hierarchies that narrate in different ways. And one of the things is it's who's telling the story? How are they telling it? So what story is being told? So while so in terms of the tech, discursive tech, what we're faced with is not just the skills of writing, but also skills at least of what might be called soft coding, such as, you know, we would edit in things in Wikipedia. We would also do some back-end work like for Ada in HTML, WordPress, and kind of change things around as needed. Then we would also probably move into things like digital humanities, where we want to know maybe at least a program like Python, which is supposedly easier, in order to,
which they say is easier.
So what we're talking about in terms of knowledge production in the digital tech age is different literacies that are needed as well. So a lot of us think that, oh, you know, the interface is there and we can type things in, and then boom, it's gone. It's gone into Twitter, it's gone. But we also need to know some other things about algorithms and possible techniques of developing hashtags, techniques of, you know, how can we be heard? So just having the computer and internet connectivity and thinking we know what we're saying doesn't make us heard, doesn't make us knowledge builders or cited and looked at. I think the analogy I used earlier, and I'm using also in my my class on social media for strategic comm, is if a tree falls in a forest and you don't see it or hear it, did it fall? Similarly, if you write on the web and nobody reads it, nobody knows it's there, doesn't necessarily mean it's part of it. So knowledge hierarchies seem to be shifting, but there are some traditional hierarchies of knowledge dissemination and validation that still exist, that are very, very, the hierarchies reproducing the older hierarchies, male-centric, if you like, neo-colonial. So the struggle here is we're still working in hacker mode. We're still trying to shift, so we're hackers of knowledge in order to participate, in order to include diverse voices.
Yes, and you know, that makes me think a lot about these conversations about the ways in which sort of, as we're developing new technologies, we're finding out that somehow these discriminatory things are embedded in them, right? Like we have to abandon, you know, self-driving cars because they don't know how to see people of different races. We have to abandon robots because we find out they're somehow hardwired to think that women are not as intelligent as men, or things like that. It's sort of this idea that, you know, the more and more technologies we have that we think are going to have the power to disrupt, we see sort of that these patterns repeating themselves. How do you think we disrupt that norm?
Well, the problem is that we're working with given and received design, right? And there's still like 5 people designing things. So I think part of it is that who's designing it? How do you get into the designing space? If we shifted things like how academia receives knowledge, we've shifted certain things that in terms of tenure processes, perhaps, or co-authorship works in a particular way. If I write autoethnography, it works. Maybe, depending on who you made the argument to. You may have shifted certain things, but if you're shifting the design and the infrastructure of something, it's not you need different kinds of skills and understandings of the infrastructure. So while, as I said, hacking as a user works to a certain extent, it still doesn't change the design. So that's something about the larger data forces, right? It's not just hiring of diverse bodies, but creating the conditions under which the diverse bodies can actually engage the diversity of the user experience. So one of my favorite software architects, I won't name him, he repeatedly tells me that algorithms are not racist, people are racist. Algorithms are not sexist, people are sexist. And so if the 5 people are racist and sexist, or the 20-year-old who can, if you want to bring it down to ageism, the 20-year-old who can see the button thinks he's programmed a perfect button, but the 80-year-old can't see it. Right? So he is who's doing the work, right? Not the token diversity of you, Carmen, me, Radhika, and maybe somebody else. We're put in the same place, but we're told to do the same exact thing. And we only have so much time to do it and get out there and get our paycheck, like factory workers, right? And so we don't have the incentive or time or the emotional energy to get further. Yeah. So we can put diverse bodies in front of the design to design different things, but the diverse bodies shouldn't be the ones responsible for difference in design. We should all be doing it.
Yes, and you know, you have a background in media that is both separate and also a part of your background in academia. And I'm just interested in, you know, building the STEM pipeline. That's a behemoth task, and that involves all these different elements. How do you think academia can sort of serve to help aid in that disruption process? I mean, obviously media, you know, it's getting more voices out there and equipping more people with the media tools to be the designers. But how do you feel like academia factors into that? And how do you think academia and sort of feminist activism can work together to help disrupt these designs?
Okay, do you really want to hear that? do you have so much hope for academia? Here's the deal. The hope is that we inhabit some of us who are subversive might be in these spaces. However, I think the activists are doing a much better job than academics.
Ooh, it seems like a scandalous.
Because you see, we're talking about an academic design that has not been disrupted for centuries. So the occasional person comes in and changes things around. They slip. It's almost like that rubber band thing. It slips back in place.
Yes.
Many you're looking, not looking. It's like, I can play. So it's again an issue of design, right? Academics, but jokes apart, how can academics, feminist academics, who are thinking about, being serious about bridging the divide? I personally see that you change the way in which you write and publish, but you also do not then marginalize yourself. Right? I don't think as an academic I'm an activist, but I will work with activists. Right? But I don't think as an academic I'm living activists what's living themselves. But I need the activists to teach my students. I need their voices in the things that I do so that my students have access to them. And that's a different kind of construct of what publishing is. So what, like earlier we were talking about is the fact that there's a lot of people who do not have incentive to publish in academic structures or in books in general. They're out there. They're writing on Medium, they're writing on blogs, they're doing podcasts, they're doing newspapers. But what academics we've been trained to do is to contextualize historically, to do the work that activists are doing in the field because they're so busy doing the work at the moment. So what we can do is give them the space and tools to further do what they're doing. And that's a question of dialogue, continuous dialogue. So it's not necessarily in the publishing space, but in looking at when and where can I have these dialogues. And so, and when and where does the activist want to be highlighted in a certain space? But the activism doesn't stop with working with already there activists, but also potential activists in our classrooms. And we saw this in the panel earlier on, where a feminist teacher is actually working with school girls and teaching classes where the school girls went and actually created a policy around sexual behavior in their school because it didn't exist. Right? So that's real hacking the system. Now, as somebody who teaches in higher ed, I would love to be able to teach a classroom where more of this kind of features are produced. I may not do the activism that she's doing, but I want to be there as a facilitator of that kind of person. So I'm jealous of whoever produced that space for her, right?
Yeah.
So, but it should, for me, it's not even restricted to the classroom. The classroom is everywhere, especially in the internet age. So the point thing is about bringing connection between all the different kinds of people. So one thing is, in the present moment, you can't guarantee that everybody who gets a PhD is going to be a tenure track academic. There are so many different options, so it's up to me to learn these and try to talk about how these can change us.
Yes, and I also love that, a lot of the scholars that we've been talking to have a certain journey towards working with Ms. and being Ms. writers and bloggers, and that journey starts with academia, but your journey actually started with media and then filtered into your academic life. And I'm wondering sort of, how does that background in being a freelance writer and being someone who was writing for the popular media, how does that shape the work you do in academia? And how has it sort of, I feel like it's probably made you more disruptive by default.
Well, actually, it made me sort of market-oriented because audience-centered, almost. And also in one way flexible. In one way, saying that, okay, I'm not devastated if this particular big press doesn't accept my book, or this particular journal doesn't accept what I have to say, because I have multiple places I can say the things I say. And because I started to train to be a freelance writer on my own, right from when I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
Before I came to grad school, we had like 100 rejection letters already. So rejection letters don't bother me. That's a good thing. And then the most important thing for anybody who writes and who is to get the thing out.
Yeah.
And so while my freelance writing itself was not activist, it was writing for an audience. So I wanted to write, and I wanted people to read what I was writing. So there was a time when I thought that I was writing great literature or very socially relevant things. Those may not have got accepted. Those are still lying there in my archives somewhere in paper. But the things that got accepted were the ones that had the discipline to rework and think about in relation to the audience. And I think that sometimes we forget when we think in terms of activism, that it's not always about what we want to say, but it's also a negotiation with some of these very mainstream audiences, which are gatekeeping our access to the public.
Yeah, well, and I think also that you come to this work from a transnational perspective as well, and just I think so much of the work you do it disrupts because it's challenging sort of all of these narratives, and I think challenging people to broaden what they're talking about and what they're exploring. And how do you think like feminist media, but also just feminist activists in general, can be more disruptive and also be more all-encompassing? Like, how do we broaden these conversations and narratives and make room for more voices and new kinds of conversations?
Well, I feel like I'm not the person who can answer this, but I will, because that's what professors do, I'm told. They talk anyway. For me, the idea of being is two things: context and historicity. There's multiple contexts that intersect in any one statement we make. So if I am not aware of your history and I see you as you are, I might think something about you. So before I write something about you, I'd better try. As much as you're willing to tell me, but or as much as history books are telling me, but it's a journey. And so we're talking about intersections. It's not enough to just do the token diversity or take up particular intersections that might be considered to be what Sarah Benet-Weiser might call the hot takes of the current time. Or, it's not enough to take what the academia is currently throwing around as the thing to do. I think it's about thinking about the core of anything that you're investigating. Where is it? It's a difficult task. I don't know that I know it. Yes.
Well, and sort of expanding on that, the question I've been asking all the scholars that I've been talking to this week is sort of that the theme of the conference is this idea of imagining a radical future, of freedom and liberation, and just building and envisioning feminist futures. And so my final question has always just sort of been, what is the feminist future that you're working towards?
I'm working towards, if you want to call it a feminist future, where every next generation can break the foundations of the previous generation.
I love that. I'm like, Radhika, most fun interview I had today. And thank you so much for all you do. And everyone check out, I'll put a link to the Fembot stuff and the Fembot stuff on Ms. in the video, so definitely check it out. And yeah, thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you.